Hi, my name is Pykäri. And this video is all about the wood grain steering wheel that was an option on 1964 to 1965 Buick Rivieras. Now, I live in Finland, and over the years I had only seen just pictures of this wheel. But I fell in love with it, with the design. The design is simple yet elegant. And finally, I had to have one for myself. Only I have a 1967 Riviera. Well, does this wheel fit 1967? No, it doesn't. Buick made changes to the steering column for 1967. Now, can it be modified to fit 67? Yes, it can. Well, these wheels come up occasionally on eBay. The horn bar is almost always missing. It was made of zinc die-cast or pot metal, whichever you want to call it, and they crack easily. In addition, the wood grain rim, made of plastic, is usually cracked where the spokes meet the rim. Some other GM cars of the era used similar wood grain material, Corvettes for instance. The horn cap and hub are also made of pot metal, and the chrome is often severely pitted. Well, in spite of these usual flaws, these used wheels come with substantial asking prices, at least on eBay. Well, I was able to locate and buy one nearby here in Finland. The horn bar and all the related small parts were missing. There was a crack right there where the spoke meets the rim. I opened up the crack with a small file, then filled it with epoxy, let it cure for a day or two, then filed it down flush with the surrounding material. Then I went to a paint shop and they matched me some single stage acrylic paint in a paintbrush bottle. You want to have the color slightly darker than the wheel itself. I applied the paint over the epoxy, let it cure for 2 or 3 days, then blended it with some 400 grit sandpaper until I couldn't feel it anymore when running my fingers over the spot. Then I burnished the whole area with the backside of the 400 grit, this side. And I wasn't quite happy how it looked, and then I took a rag with a dab of black paint and smeared the area with the black paint, and I'm still not 100% happy with it, but I think it's good enough. The crack is not visible anymore. Right. By the way, you can see the groove here. That's where this thin stainless steel metal ring goes. It adds to the looks of the wheel. And under it there is a rubber O-ring. I suggest you remove these before fixing the crack. And this is the original 1967 steering wheel. The diameter is the same. The dish is approximately the same. For the missing horn bar, I was able to locate a reproduction horn bar on eBay. There's a gentleman called Gene Guarnier. I hope I'm doing justice to the name. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. I believe he has made several of these reproduction horn bars. Like I said, the original is made of zinc die-cast or pot metal and cracks easily. That's why they are always missing, almost always. This is made of steel and chrome plated. Now it doesn't have all the fine details of the original horn bar, but it doesn't break either. Ever, I guess. Very nice item. For the missing small parts, I found a kit on eBay sold by Best of Her Counts. It contains all the small parts needed. Plastic ring, steel spring, easy spring. Yes. Plastic insulator, plastic spacer, 3 screws, and the horn contact. This we cannot use on a 67 because the turn signal cam is different. And this kit comes with an instruction. Very high quality. Now this is how the original horn cap looks like that came with this steering wheel. This is made of pot metal as well. Very deeply pitted. And I found a new one on eBay. This is sold as a reproduction part, but I don't think this is completely new. I think this is just restored original because you can still see some pitting on the surface or remainders of pitting, and you can see the strikes from sanding stripes, little grooves there. So I think someone just took the original horn ring, put it on a lathe, and ground the surface smooth. Then had it re-chromed. Hopefully. I don't know yet. We'll see. And now to the final part. How to make this wheel fit the 1967 steering column. This is the original hub of the Woodgrain steering wheel. This has been re-chromed. The splines in the hub are the same as in 1967, but this sits too deep in the shaft and contacts the column. So I had to shave off 1/10 of an inch or 2.5 millimeters off the backside of this hub. It didn't matter because it had to be re-chromed anyway. And after that I sent this over to Loimaan Chromos, who did a perfect job. Thanks for that. And also, like I said, on 1967 the turn signal mechanism is different. On pre-67 models, for instance, this is 1964 wheel. or 63, I'm not sure. On the back side of the hub there is this turn signal cancelling pin. We can't use that on 1967, it's totally different. So what I will do, I will use the 1967 turn signal cam and work with that, and use the 1967 horn contact. Also I have to change the clocking of the hub in relation to the wheel, but I'm 100% sure that it will work. Now this is what I mean by clocking the hub in relation to the steering wheel. This hole is for the horn contact pin. You need to rotate that by 30 degrees. So this is a new hole, this is the old original hole. And this is the 1967 Riviera part, horn contact, with the turn signal cancelling tabs right there. Alright, here it is.